Hey guys, I hope you are doing well. In today's tutorial, I'm gonna show you the power of AI, I mean artificial intelligence and Python to calculate the river width variation along the river. Okay, let's get started. First of all, open your ArcGIS and load the ArcBrute extension and then load the satellite images for your case. Okay, you can easily search and find this practical extension in and the internet and easily install it and open this extension in your ArcGIS and then click on Bing satellite and select the satellite one, and after a while you can find the satellite images in your ArcGIS platform. Okay, let me create some shapefile to define the left and right bank. For this issue, click on catalog and go to the specific folder, for example in desktop, right click here and then create a folder. For example, let me name it river width, let me find it. Okay, and then right click it and select new and click on shapefile and name a suitable name for your left and right channel. Let me start with right bank with the name of RB. Select the feature type as polyline and select the related spatial references. Because I'm digitizing or I'm going to extract the river width for a river reach which is located in the 38 zone based on UTM coordinate system. Select it and press OK. And now I have a empty file with this name. Let me change the symbology of the line and using the editor extension start to digitize from the upstream to downstream for your right bank. Okay, click on start. Come on. Okay, let me close this. Click on create features and then select this layer to make sure that you are digitizing in the correct layer. Okay, zoom in your satellite image and start digitizing from upstream to downstream. Okay, let me click. However, if you have your right and left bank from Google Earth environment, you don't need to start digitizing and you can easily import them and use it for further steps. Okay, let me digit quickly from upstream to downstream, and I don't want to increase the time of this video, and so I stop digitizing here. Okay, this is the right bank, and then click on catalog, go to the river width, and sorry, let me stop the digitizing process, stop editing, click on yes. And now it's the time to create the left bank shapefile. Right click on the folder, select new, and then shapefile, and name it as LB. And again, select the feature type as polyline. And for a special reference or coordinate system, select this UTM zone for this one. If you are working in another zone, you can select other ones. Okay, let me change the color of this as, for example, blue. Okay, close this one, and again click on start or editor extension and select start editing. Click on create feature and make sure that you are selecting the appropriate layer, I mean left bank. Okay, again get back to the upstream of your case study and do the same process as we did for a right bank. Okay, let me digit from the upstream to downstream and try to digitize just your banks. Okay, I think we are reaching the end of our reaches. Okay, after reaching the end, double click to stop the finish and click on editor and stop editing. Okay, now we have two shapefiles. The first one for right bank and the second one is related to left bank. Okay, now we want to create river widths from the upstream to downstream in the distance of, for example, 50 meter or 100 meter, and we want to plot the the spatial variation of our river widths through the or along the main channel in the different steps. For this issue, the best approach or the first option is to use the ChatGPT and Python programming. For this issue, go back or open your browser and go to the ChatGPT website and start to type the related or appropriate prompt for creation and writing the related Python code. Okay, for this, let me type the related prompt for this issue. For example, I want to calculate their river width based on two shapefiles. The first one is for right bank and the second is for left bank. And so calculate the river width between these two lines in the distance of or with the distance of for example 100 meter. Okay, now let me give the ChatGPT a role as an expert in programming and GIS issues. Please give me a Python code for this. Okay, and then press enter, and after a while ChatGPT starts to understand the concept of your projects and then started to write the related Python code step by step. And as you can see that in the first section of this code, it wants us to define the paths for our left bank and right bank, and then by using some functions and some iteration functions or process, it will start to calculate the river width between these two lines, and finally it will print the output. However, let me add some functions to plot the output because we want to visualize our output. Okay, before adding some code to plot the river width, let me copy this code and go to the Python program which is installed in my computer and select the ideal. Try to install the latest version of Python in your computer in order to avoid some errors or some bugs. Okay, click on File, select New, and paste all the copied file. And then let me save this program in the same folder that I've created the left bank and right bank. As you can know that we created a river width folder. Click on river width and name it, for example, width extractor. Okay, and save it. And as you can see that in the load the shapefiles, we should enter the appropriate path for our file. Let me open the river width. Okay, my input data sets are in this folder, and also I saved this Python code in this folder, and so you need to just copy the name of your shapefile. For this, you need to delete this section and enter, for example, for left bank type LB, and for the right bank write RB. And there isn't anything to explain about that. However, I will discuss about these options. Okay, press run module, save it. Okay, it seems that the output is empty. Okay, don't worry. Again, get back to the ChatGPT and ask him to, for example, add some codes to plot the river width along or through the river. Okay, and then the ChatGPT starts to modify the code to add some options to plot the river width and other outputs. However, before plotting, we should import or install some libraries such as GeoPandas, Shapely, Geometry, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. Okay. Okay, the processing of code is finished. Let me copy again and then get back to this ideal environment, and change this as LB. However, you can give some information about the name of your shapefile to ChatGPT, and you don't need for changing this option. Okay, this is for right and this is for left. Press save and then run the module, or press the F5 button in your keyboard. Okay, as you can see, the model plots the the left and right banks, and it seems that the ChatGPT created the mistake or bad code, because we didn't mean to plot the left and right bank, and we just want to calculate the river width between these two options. Okay, let me close that and then ask ChatGPT. I do not to plot the left and right banks. I just ask you to calculate the river width between these two lines. Please modify the code based on this. Okay, press OK. Sometimes ChatGPT makes bad codes because it may don't understand really about your concepts. Okay, he says that sure, here's a modified code that calculates the river widths between the left and right banks without plotting the banks themselves. Instead, it will only plot the river widths along the river. Okay, let me again copy this file, paste it, and write the LB and also the RB. Okay, press save, run the module. Okay, again, it seems that the output is not that what I mean. Okay, let me close that. Let me copy this and paste it here to inform the ChatGPT to think and modify the codes based on these errors. Okay, it says that the empty data frames indicates that the code didn't find any intersection between the left and right banks lines, which might be due to few reasons: different geometries, projection issues, and incorporate shape passes. Okay, it starts to check the CRS or coordinate system, visualize the banks. Okay, let me ask it, give me the final code. Okay, it started again to modify the code based on these new debugging steps. Okay, let me again paste it. And sometimes you need to do this process several times in order to find a best and robust code for your case study. And don't worry again about that. Okay, let me LB, and this is RB. And keeping your mind that you shouldn't use the codes before without any pre-processing or without any consideration, and you should check the model outputs and try to remove and help ChatGPT to understand the main concepts of your questions. Okay, click on the run module again. Okay, let me copy this and tell the ChatGPT about the outputs. And it says that, let me check. It looks like both left and right banks have the same coordinate system, but there are still no intersection between detected them. Okay, now again, copy the codes and paste it again. Let me check this option. For example, RB, sorry, LB, and this is the RB, save it, and then again, run the module. Okay, now as you can see, the code started to calculate the river widths in every 100 meter along the river widths. But the last thing we need to use is that we wanted to plot the river widths along the river, not especially, because as you can see, it uses the latitude and longitude coordinates of the river width section and plotted the values on the map. For example, let me click on this. For example, in this location, the river width is about 53.6, and here is about 90 meter, and so on. And if you close this one, the model starts to calculate the river width every section. For example, in this location, for example, 100 meters from the starting point, the river width is about 55 meter. Okay, now the code works appropriately, but I want to add some codes to plot the river width along my river. Okay, now plot the river width value along the river. In the axis or x-axis, use the distance, and in the y-axis, use the river width. I hope it works. Press enter, and the model starts to modify codes based on this new statement. Okay, it uses the cumulative distances for plotting the outputs. Let me copy again and paste it here and change the path LB and this is as RB. Save it and press measure. And I hope now it plots the river width for us. Okay, now you can find a appropriate curve for variation of river width along the main channel. However, you can change the y-axis for better representation and also for x-axis. And after closing this figure, the model prints the distance and width for us, and you can easily copy this data set and paste it in your spreadsheet or other environments. Okay, let me check. For example, if you go to the plot section, I mean in this section, you can change some important parts. For example, let me distance. For example, you can plot it. Let me get back again. And you can change the distance for every distances. For example, here it uses 100 meter and you can use it as, for example, 200 or 300 meter. And also in the plot section, you can check other options. For example, let me find. However, you can remove the x ticks or x ticks. Let me plot again. Okay, now as you can see that the model plots the river width every 300 meter. And you can easily save this figure on your computer, and also you can find these values or paste these values in your computer. Okay, let me change this one. Control Z, Control Z. Okay. Okay, just this, and you can do this process for every project, for every case studies, and you can easily calculate and plot your river widths for different rivers without using other softwares, for example, AutoCAD or ArcGIS. And before finishing this tutorial, I want to show you how can you use these functions or libraries in your Python. The first step is that you should go to the Start menu, click on Python, and also right click on this Python option, go to the file location, and again right click on this, go to the property, and as you can see, this program or this Python is installed in this path. Right click the Python 312 and get back to the start menu and click CMD and click command prompt, type cd and paste this path and then press enter. And as you can see, now we are in this road. And for installing different libraries, for example GeoPandas, you need to copy this and go to the PyP website in order to find an appropriate, for example in the search object, search the pandas and find the latest version of pandas in this website and click on pipe install GeoPandas and paste it here and press enter. And after a while the model starts to download this library and install in your computer. And as you can see that this library installed easily without any error, and you can do this process for all of these libraries such as NumPy, Pandas, or Matplotlib. Because if you don't install these libraries, you can run this model easily in your Python program, and you need to download and install these libraries before using them for your project. Okay, I hope have a good time. If you have any question about this program and this tutorial, just keep in touch with me. Have a good time. Bye bye.